In today's video, I am going to be trying to survive 101 hours in hardcore Minecraft, the mode where if you make one mistake, one slip up, then the whole world is deleted. So anyway, let's get into the video. I started by mining some trees, which any good world needs to do, and then I used those wood to make a crafting table and some sticks to make a pickaxe. Then using that pickaxe, I then went mining. So I dug down into the dirt until I reached the stone layer. It was actually quite deep dirt here, which wasn't nice, but eventually I reached it and got the advancement Stone Age. And I mined 3, just enough to make a stone pickaxe. And then I continued mining to get enough stone to make all the tools that we need. Then I was a bit hungry, so I killed a few animals and made a bed with wool we got. Then I started exploring because I was hoping to find a village, as that's always very useful in Minecraft. And luckily, and quite incredibly, I found one very quickly. So I did what any good Minecraft would do and started to loot it straight away, after locking up a baby villager. I didn't find that good loot in the village, other than in this blacksmith's, where I got loads of iron, and even some iron armor, which is very useful. All the protection you can get is the best in hardcore Minecraft. I also got a few maps and a bit of paper from this cartographer's. Then I locked up another villager, and found this, a blast furnace which can cook any ores faster than a normal furnace. Then I went to work trapping a few more villagers, as these will come in useful a bit later, as villagers can trade for loads of items. I think it's over 100 items you can get from villagers, so they're very useful. Anyway, then I locked them in their cubicles with a little torch to stop mobs from spawning. This one I decided couldn't get all that space. I was just losing all that space for other builds, so I put him into a one space compartment just like this. And also I gave him a torch to keep him company. Then I hit the iron golem, which is quite dangerous in hardcore Minecraft, as they do really pack a punch, I could say. Anyway, we killed him without any problems and got that free iron. And we used that free iron to make some armor. Well, first we made a bucket, as a bucket of water can take away fall damage, which is a big killer in Minecraft. Then we also made some boots and a pickaxe. Then I went for the first sleeper world and killed the first monster world. And finally it was time to go mining. And I don't mean just mining stone, I mean going mining for some iron, so we can get full iron armor. So now mine down, and I did quite a bit of mining here. And I did get a lot of cobblestone from this though, which allowed me to do many more builds later on in episodes, so continue watching to see what I do. Anyway, we continued mining until eventually something happened. But it did take quite a while to mine through the stone, as I still only have stone pickaxe because I don't want to waste iron. But I found a little opening here. And as this is hardcore, I didn't want to be too brave and just jump straight in. So I went up to the surface, got a water bucket, and then I built my way down. And when I finally made it down, there was a little prize waiting for me, some iron. This was actually quite a big vein. I got a reasonable amount of iron, enough to make a few more things. But then I decided we need to continue down a bit deeper, because the best level for iron is Y14. Or one of those iron veins down at deep state level, but they're hard to find, so I decided to go for the easier method of Y14. So then we continued digging down. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say that if you're enjoying this, then please go and leave a like down below the video. And while you're there, why not just click that red subscribe button, as it lets you see my progress in this world. And along the way I found some coal, and coal is very useful early on in the game as it allows you to cook food, and also iron, which we'll be getting a bit later. So this was quite a nice find. Anyway, then we just continued digging down and down. Then I had to go up a bit. We just continued digging. It did actually take quite a while, this digging, but eventually I found a bit of lapis. And then I dug around and I found another bit of lapis and a cave. But before we went in there, I decided to dig this iron I found along with it. This was a really big vein of iron. I had loads of it for me to take. So I did just that. And once I'd finished getting this iron, I decided it was time to go into this cave. I couldn't hear any monsters at this moment, so I decided it was pretty safe to go in. Once I was in here, I saw that I was right, but decided to craft a few torches to see a bit better. And then I went exploring. Most of these went to dead ends, so I didn't go down them any further. But this one, I went up and all I heard was spider sounds, so I decided to run away quite quickly. In this one, I found a bit of lava, and I decided to stop here and go and get some iron I found on the roof. After this, I remembered that there was a bit of iron in the first cave that we came into, so I went back for it and mined it all up. After that, I went and blocked up the cave I heard the spiders in, as I decided it was a bit dangerous, and I didn't want to die in this world as I was quite enjoying it at this moment. And also, it wouldn't make good content, would it, if I died in the first few days? Anyway, after I'd blocked it up, I made a furnace and placed it down to cook some of iron. And once this iron was cooked, I took it and used it to make a chest plate. And then I decided to cook a bit of food as well, as I was feeling a bit peckish. And I also made an axe with iron, and then got some more food. After that, I was feeling a bit adventurous with my new armour, so I decided to go into the spider cave. And I could still hear the sounds, but I was feeling quite brave. So I continued in and continued going round, ignoring those scary spiders. And I found this cave. I didn't decide to go in it as it looks very dark, but I did spot a bit of iron, so I decided to mine down to it. And there it is. This again was a very big vein of iron. It must be that the iron veins are getting larger in 1.19 or 1.18. But anyway, I got a load of iron here, and that meant that it came useful later on. And I made some leggings with it, and also a shovel, as my stone shovel was running a bit low. Then I decided to move camp, so I dug up my crafting table and my furnaces. And now it was time to go for the diamonds, so I dug a tunnel all the way down through deep slate, down to diamond level, which is Y minus 58, or Y minus 56, whichever one. But this took a really long time as deep slate breaks so much slower than normal stone. It's quite annoying, so I decided to revert to an iron pick, as it's just too slow with a stone one. And here it is, after a bit of mining, I found my first diamonds, which is quite an achievement in this world. We've lived long enough to get diamonds. And this was actually a reasonable vein. And after quite a bit of mining, I managed to get 50 diamonds. Then I decided to dismantle this house for a build we're going to start on. And I think you might have guessed what it is by now. It's going to be our starter base. So then I went around, running around this village and around the world, searching for materials for this, as I was feeling a bit ambitious in this world and wanted to do a reasonably big starter base. So here is the spot that I chose for it. So I started by clearing some grassway, and then I started placing the blocks. But it was turning to night, so I decided to sleep for the first time. Then I continued placing blocks. But unfortunately, I ran out of blocks halfway through, so I had to go and collect some more. And this is acacia logs that I am mining. But then I managed to continue placing blocks until I had completed the outside shape. And then I stripped the logs, as I feel like it fits the build better, and you'll see later on when I finish it. Then I crafted a bit of deep slate, as the walls are going to be made out of that. Then I started placing. And using my editing software, I managed to get this really cool effect where it looks as if blocks are just appearing out of thin air. But then I used those blocks that I got from the dismantled house to add a bit of an extension onto our starter base. And this was made out of white terracotta. Then I ran out, so I had to go and get some more clay to make some more terracotta, which I then dyed into white terracotta. Then I made some stone slabs and went to the jungle, because I needed some jungle wood for my roof. So then I dismantled this tree quickly, which got me all the wood I needed for this. Then, using that wood, I crafted into planks and then made that into some slabs. And when I say some slabs, I mean quite a bit of slabs. Then I used the rest of it to make some chests, and then some more chests, giving us a total of 48 chests, which I then placed in our starter base as we need a bit of storage. And here is the finished product. Doesn't it look good? So we have our chests in each corner. Then I decided to add a little fountain in the middle. And then I thought, I can't think of what to do for the floor, so I just left it as grass, and I think it looks reasonable. And here we have a little kitchen and our bed. And here I am just making some charcoal for our kitchen. Then I took the diamonds from earlier on, and I made our first diamond armour, as I hadn't done that yet for some reason. And while I was there, I decided to also make the diamond tools to go with it. And now it was time to start on the last project of this episode, which was an iron farm. This is designed by Shulkercraft, and it's very simple and easy to follow, so I'd go and check it out and go and subscribe to Shulkercraft. I'll leave a link in the description. But then we made an infinite water source over here. And then we used that water to put in each corner, which then created this really cool pattern. Then I placed composter, a few blocks and a trapdoor. And then, coming off this, I placed some more dirt blocks. Yeah, a lot of dirt blocks in this build. And then I used them to place some beds, which I then placed glass around. And this will just keep the villagers inside here. And then, since it's night time, I decided to have a quick nap. And I built up and started work on the roof. And this will just protect the villagers and the zombie. And then it was time for the big dig. So I had to dig down 17 layers to get to the right level. And there I placed some signs. And once it's down there, I dug a hole to the surface and placed some ladders for easy access later on. And here I actually fell off a ladder and it brought me all the way down to half a heart. That was a close encounter. Then we finished off by placing some lava and water, and then getting the zombie in. But anyway, go and subscribe, and that's all. Goodbye.